Let's not do that, okay?
No, I want to get you. I want to get your joint taken down.
Lord have mercy. Don't do,
Misbehaving out here.
don't do
People
that
got
to
the
me.
internet.
Don't do that.
No, absolutely. I don't. I don't want to cause troubles on pretty things.
You're silly.
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. Demure, deceiving.
Keep it, keep it, keep it in. No,
We're gonna
no.
keep it. We're gonna keep it magical. Or we're gonna keep it.
Yes, keep it magical and no field or house nothing.
Okay, I can't say field or none of that. Okay.
No.
Okay. Those are rules of engagement. I will respect the rules of engagement. I will
Okay.
respect them.
All right. So we finna get started. I'm finna do your intro. All right. Today on Black Girl Tired Book Talk, we welcome an author whose work and voice can't be contained in a single box. Navi Robins is an award-winning author. I want to emphasize that he is an award-winning author whose pen moves with both precision and mischief. And I emphasize the mischief. What some call his petty but deeply multifaceted writing style. He is a creator who refuses to stay contained into one lane, effortlessly crossing from horror and sci-fi to YA to fantasy to children's books and beyond. His literary journey is not just about stories, it's about carving spaces as a black male author in an industry that often marginalizes, underestimates, and yet constantly borrows from black creativity. Navi has built a career not only on his talent but on his resilience, changing gatekeepers while refusing to water down his authentic self. While will be diving into his latest book, DNF, a work that showcases his humor, emphasize on the humor, his sharp commentary on human behavior, and his ability to tap into both the absurd and profound. But beyond the book, we're going to talk about what it means to survive and thrive as a black man in publishing, the blessings and curses of the industry, and the legacy he's building for the next generation of storytellers.
Thank you. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I feel humble, blushing over here.
Oh,
I am. I am.
that shit gonna last about 5.2 seconds.
Yes, I'm still flustered. I'm still flustered over here. I'm still flustered.
Whatever, Navi. All right, Navi. Let me get these questions out to you. So, Navi, you, I describe you as an author whose pen is both sharp and soulful. Who is Navi Robins and at the core, like beyond the books and beyond the awards?
Um, an introvert, an introverted extrovert. So
Mm,
I'm an extrovert when need be, but I'm I'm a human being
mm,
who loves to see my people win. My love language is service. My love language is to be of service.
mm-hmm,
And so everything that I do in life is to be of service. How
mm,
can I help? What can I do to help other people become successful?
mm.
It gives me a rush to see those who I know, as quote unquote, to see them just go past the stratosphere, break the ceiling, and do great things. I love to see it. I don't need the recognition. I don't need nobody saying, "Navi, help me do it," because seeing you do it
Mm.
is payment enough for me.
So your writing style is
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
your your writing style. I call it petty. I call it petty in the best way possible. It's biting, it's witty, but deeply observant. Where did that style originate for you? And is it from life experience, cultural influence, or just natural lens?
It's a mixture of all three.
Mm-hmm.
My writing style, if you've ever read any of my books, Um, I started writing as a songwriter, singer and songwriter. That was my dream. That's what I wanted to do. And I
Mm-hmm.
did that. I did that for years. I did it professionally. I was a ghostwriter for the Face Records. I toured with major acts. I used to sing on the circuit, even the Chitlin
I keep
circuit.
singing.
Yes, I used to be at the Cotton Club. You from Chicago, so you already know. I used to be at the Cotton Club on Mondays and Thursdays. doing stuff with WGCI, Ramonski Love, and Big Daddy Woo Woo. I was it. Yes, I was in there. I was there. Um, but then certain things in life happened where I needed to choose to be a single father or still, you know, frolic into the music world. It wasn't a cold turkey type of separation, but I had to choose fatherhood
Mm-hmm.
over the music business because some the other party didn't want to be bothered,
Mm-hmm.
and it just um, progressed from there to poetry. But when I'm writing it the same way that I write music from a place of love and from my heart. Like I love. I'm a hopeless romantic, but not to the point where I'm stupid. So the foundation of my writing does come from the frequency of music,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there, my eclectic imagination, because I like science fiction, I like romance, I like dystopian, I like horror, I like comedy, and so when I'm writing, I'm always thinking, how can I write something differently? How can I push myself? How can I challenge myself to write something that scares me? And so,
Mm-hmm.
like with my latest with DNF, writing from the perspective of a woman is scary because I am a man
I
all
am a
through.
boy,
I's a
Dad.
boy, dang it. And so, and it's first person. It's not like third person because writing a woman from third person is easier to do because, but from a first person's perspective, it was scary. But I said, I know I can do it. And
Mm-hmm.
so, listening to women is very crucial if you're going to do that. Like if you don't listen to women, it's going to come off inauthentic.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, it's like because my mind operates differently,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always thinking like, okay, I can write a romance, but with monsters. I know I can write a espionage with vampires. I can write a urban lit with gargoyles. Like I'm always thinking like, what else can I add to this?
Yeah.
Like, what else can I add to this? So
Yeah.
whenever you're reading something, it may not have anything to do with anything supernatural, but I can tell you that there is going to be an element in there that you haven't read before.
Mm. You know what? I think, and I said earlier that I think the literary world is a blessing and a curse. Can you paint a picture of the moment that the industry felt like a blessing and the times it felt like a curse?
The moment the industry felt like a blessing when I walked up on the stage to receive my award from the NAACP and the Arts Alliance of Chicago for excellence in literature.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surrounded by black people that I do not know. Older black people, um, alderman was there, and there was, other people there, and they were
Mm-hmm.
congratulating me. And it's like I had no idea that they were watching. I had no idea anybody was reading these books because this was young adult paranormal, not something that most African American authors write. So I'm sitting there like I had no idea. And that network that I created from that event was a blessing because it segued into me becoming a graphics designer, children's book illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
And so that part, absolutely a blessing. That network, that connection with other like-minded people was most definitely a
Yeah.
blessing. The curse, the interpersonal politics within the space of black authors.
Mm-hmm.
We are extremely mean. We
Mm-hmm.
are extremely petty. We're very self-destructive to each other. In this industry, I've had people set me up. I've had people lie on me. I've had people call me a scammer. Um, Shit, I've been tied to sleeping with people that I never touched.
Mm-hmm.
all because someone felt intimidated by my presence. And as you know, Storm, I don't be in people's business. I do my
Mm-hmm.
own thing. Most of the time, like when y'all live, I'll be in the comment section acting a fool. I'll come up to the box. We'll have a good time. But for the most part, I just want to write, publish, draw, create, and let everybody else do their thing. And so the cursing that is our interpersonal politics that are self-destructive, and it's almost like when we see someone take a step forward, we feel threatened and we get
Mm,
upset, and then we start throwing shade on them. We start throwing out rumors. We start holding them to standards that we don't hold to anyone else. Like we're holding them to standards that we don't even hold Fortune 500 companies or,
mm.
or multi-billionaire, like what happened with the Black Book, with the romance. I
Yeah.
was just And that is, for me, has been a curse because I had connected with people who I thought were like an extended family, and I
Mm,
had to let them go. I had to accept that this role as an author, doing it at the level that I'm doing it, and the other levels that I want to achieve, is going to be a lonely road. There are
mm.
some people that I would love to bring along with me, but I also understand that I need to,
Yeah.
because if not, the sabotage comes into play, and then also the self sabotage because I don't want to let you go because I've created this connection with you,
Mm,
and I want to see you succeed when I succeed. I want you to win when I win, you know,
mm,
but I can't, and so that is a curse because I shouldn't have to be that way. It's almost like my love language can't be realized in a lot of instances. I can't serve. I
mm,
cannot be of service because once I'm being of service, someone is sitting back like, what is his angle? What is he trying to do? He's trying to ride on this person's coattail. And most of the time, I'm actually networking with people who will be considered not at the level that I'm operating at. Like they just started or they're just figuring things out. I rarely just like jump into the lap of someone that's been doing it big. Like, and it's always a problem. So that's the
mm.
curse.
As a black male author with a long-standing career, how do you um how do you maintain fresh ideas without giving into discouragement or the constant negativity that can surround the literary space?
Don't give a fuck.
That'll do it. Yep, that'll do it.
I'm an independent author, right? Which means that I have the freedom to write what I want.
Mm-hmm.
My voice is my voice.
Mm-hmm.
My imagination, which is your voice. So I look at my voice as this is a unique take on life. This is a unique take on fiction, nonfiction, or whatever. What everybody else is writing, I do not care. I will support you. I will read it. I will review it. But when it comes to what I'm writing, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, what are they going to think? The readers, right? It
Mm-hmm.
is what they feel. Those who read my books and say, when is the next time you're gonna make me cry? When's the next time you're gonna make me laugh now? When is the next time you're gonna make me clutch my pearls? That's what's important. How the other authors feel, I do not give a fuck.
I
And for
felt it.
those readers who don't read me, I do not, because I look at it from this perspective. If you don't like me for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what I write. You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna read it. If you are an author, you don't like me for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what I write. You're not going to support it. You're not going to share it. You're not going to any of that. So
That's true. Let's talk about DNF.
hold on. So hey,
Ooh, what was the spark behind this book? What was it? An idea that lived with you for years, or something that came along suddenly?
it was a sudden inspiration. One morning, it was on a line for Brit and her books. If you don't follow her, you need to follow her as an author. If you need comedic entertainment while at the same time getting an in-depth view on what readers think and what they do not like, you need
Mm-hmm.
to follow Brit and her books. And she was on the panel talking about another scuffle that she was having with somebody else that was upset with her about her book review. And I'm sitting there in the comment section and I'm like, what if I wrote a book about a book reviewer that was also a witch? And when you talk shit, she banishes your ass to the worst books she's ever read. And so I came, you remember you was there. I came up on the panel. I said, Britt, with your permission, can you be the inspiration of this new book? And she was like, go ahead. She thought I was playing. Y'all all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was bullshit.
We did. We
And
did.
so when I got off the live, as soon as I got off the live, I wrote the first four chapters. Now I'm supposed to be working on Beautiful Heathens, right? I'm supposed to be working on Beautiful Heathens, and I'm going through this, and I'm having such a blast. Like all of my comedic talents is just coming out, right? And I'm watching as I'm typing, I'm watching her whiteboard videos to get her tone, to get her voice, how she delivers, how Brit is just absolutely no holds barred. She doesn't give a fuck. She gonna say it how she say it. If you don't like it, unfollow her. If you do like it, tap in. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be. But then at the same time, I had to throw in some other things, doing things you ain't got no business doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, what I'm saying being a little, you know what I'm saying, a little fast and shit like that. And I was like, oh, this is gonna. Then I was like, because at first Lovecraft was not supposed. He was not a part of this. But then I was like, what if I turned the whiteboard to Lovecraft? So the white Lovecraft is a direct representation of the whiteboard.
Mm, mm, mm.
So they're like Brittany and a whiteboard come together. It's like peanut butter and jelly fried and chicken. So I was like, this is perfect. It's a cat. It's her. She's a smart mouth, hilarious witch. You got this hilarious cat who's always throwing shade. And the story just wrote itself. And in 2 weeks, done.
Lord.
I begged my editor. I was like, please, please, please. And she was like, okay, let me look at it. And she hit me back like in 4 hours after she read it. She was like, this is some of the funniest shit I have read
It
in years.
is.
She was like, she said, I'm sitting here in tears. She's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, there's a lot wrong with me, but what do you think? She said, I'm editing it right now. You need to publish this immediately.
That shit's so goddamn funny. So in DNF, you write from a woman's perspective, but
Mhm.
it also feels very layered, not just surface level. Like, how do you tap into the female psyche while keeping it fresh and original?
A good friend of mine on this TikTok named Roberta, she called me the spook at the door. She gets mad because she's like, this is her exact words, not my words. This is Roberta's words. Roberta said, which one of you bitches was at brunch? Let him in, because I do. Like so when I'm on a panel or I'm in a live supporting my mutuals, that are a lot of them are black women and black men, and they're having these conversations about relationships, red pill, politics. I'll be on the panel on mute, just listening, just taking everything in.
Mm,
And so from that point, I was able to see life from the perspective of a woman. I could never see it exactly from the perspective. It's absolutely impossible for a man to see life from the perspective of a woman, to
mm,
understand it as deeply as you do. But at least I have a better idea, and it's definitely deeper than surface level. And then after I write something, I would send it to women and say, "What do you think? Tell me if I'm on the right track. Am I getting something?" So again, I listen because I don't think that I'm such a talented author that I cannot get feedback. So I'm like, I'm listening. She's like, "Well, maybe you should change this a little bit. Maybe." Now sometimes I'll push back, like, "Hey, that's her character. She's like, cause somebody was like, I don't know, like at the time when she was like, I really don't, I'm not trying to fall in love. I just want a nut." And she was like, that sounds like a nigga. And I was like, no, that sounds like Brit. Have you seen Brit's whiteboard? That is
mm,
something that Brit will most definitely say. I was like,
mm.
that is something that she would most definitely say. So, how you doing, Taco? So at that point, like I said, as I'm writing, I'm getting the feedback from the women that will help me walk through it. And my editor is also a woman, so I'm also letting her tell me like, hey, she's a black woman. And she's like, okay, now this doesn't sound too right. Change this, switch this around, be a little bit more detailed. And so even like with sex scenes, the scenes will always be told from her pleasure and
Mm,
not his.
okay.
Because if I'm telling it from his pleasure, then it's more like corn
Yeah.
and not from her perspective. But that's something my editor told me. You need to tell the pleasurable how it feels, the control of the situation, even if he is in control. She said, even if you're telling a sex scene from third person perspective, what makes it engulfing is when you can include the woman's pleasure in that narrative.
Mm,
He said, if you're just talking about the sounds and the thighs smacking up against the cheeks and all this other stuff, she said that women have gotten used to accepting that type of narrative for sex scenes. She said, but if you were to tell it from both perspectives, she
mm,
said that then your scenes would be unforgettable. From the first person, though, she said, always tell it from her perspective, unless the man is the one telling the story. Then it's a different.
mm. So Lovecraft,
Mhm.
the familiar in the book. Okay. He is fucking hilarious,
Yeah,
and he cuts through a lot of the bullshit real quick.
yeah,
Um, I know you said that's based off of the whiteboard, but was that character based on your own humor and personality as well?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, yeah. Because I cut through the. I don't want a ballerina dance around nothing. What are we doing? I don't want a ballerina dance and all this shit.
Yo,
I like,
the,
what are we
the,
doing?
the many of times he was calling her a dumb bitch in this damn book. I was like, wow. Tell me how you really feel.
He was sick of her shit. She kept doing stuff. He was like, really? This is this is what we doing now?
Yo,
Um,
where he said, what was it? He said, see if you wasn't a slut.
yeah, that
None
he
of this
said.
would have
Cause
happened.
she said so he wasn't dusty when you was, the only thing that was dusty was he said he talking about she was a dusty warlock. The only thing that's dusty or was not dusty around everything was wet. Everything was wet when you him was doing your thing. Not talking about he dusty.
I was hollering.
But yeah, I that book was so it was a breath of fresh air, right?
Mm,
Because the Black Lotus trilogy was a very serious and epic
mm,
undertaking. And there was very little humor in the Black
mm,
Lotus trilogy, right? And so, and then also too with Beautiful Heathens, there's very little humor there because of how
mm,
serious the subject matter is.
mm,
So DNF to be able to just relax and allow my sense of humor
mm.
and my love for the industry because the book is in fact talking about the state of the industry
Yeah.
and how we communicate with each other when it comes to reviewers, and authors,
Mm.
and readers, and the expectations of the rest of the world around us, and how they try to silence black voices.
Yeah.
And but it's told in a comedic setting to where you can get the message and not feel like you're being preached to.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. And then there's the village idiot. Your the villain, the nemesis.
Bishop.
Is his fraudulence and foolishness a reflection of men who thrive on materialistic illusions but are hollow on the inside?
Yes, yes. Bishop is a culmination of many of the uh, male authors or just men, period, that move
Mm,
in spaces where women dominate. And we move into those spaces and we try to siphon
mm,
your talents, your support, your life from you and use it for ourselves and use it for our own. advancement while forgetting the women that helped us get to where we are. So
Yeah.
yes, Bishop is that, he's the glamour spell. And men, we do it all the time. We do it all the time. We come into a space as well because the literary industry is dominated by men, especially within the black space. Like we're talking about 70-30,
Mm-hmm.
especially independent and the urban lit. It's not even close. The
Mm-hmm.
romance side is not even close. And a lot of times, instead of us standing on our own, we'll move into spaces where women are and siphon the support and the love and the life that they give, and then it will take it and run off and never look back and try to reach back and help. We just now we're sitting up at the top, and then we're thanking everybody else besides the women that covered us
Mm-hmm.
during the time that we needed that covering. Um, so yeah, he is definitely a direct reflection of that behavior that men typically have, whether it's in the literary space, business, politics, religion, family. We just tend to do that. We tend to be
Yeah.
Bishop.
Bishop was not what I expected towards the end, but
Yeah,
that twist just blew me. I was like,
this motherfucker. I know he was like this daddy. He was like, at least you could have been, but you
something.
is.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
That's a that was, but again, that's the glamour of it, right? Like
Mm,
men, we present ourselves to be a way, and then once the veil is removed because we face an adversity, then you see the little monster coming, the little dwarf. And
definitely the little dwarf. Yeah. Um, looking forward, like what can we expect from this series, or is it a series? And do you already know how many books it will, I guess, span across the series, if it is, or are you letting the story just, I don't know, lead you?
it is going to be a series. Initially, I just wanted it to be a standalone, just one
Mm,
time, but no, it is going to be a series. So the plan is for each book in the series to not only tackle the story but in a different genre.
mm,
So book two, the cover is already complete. I already did the cover. The
mm-hmm,
cover's already in there. You've seen the cover. I'll show
mm-hmm,
the cover if you allow. And that one is going to be about a person close to her, her best friend,
mm-hmm,
and she's Mia gonna do something stupid.
mm.
And she's going to be banished to this book that was horribly written. It's like a fan fiction, and they crushed all of the fantasy books. So you got Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, Time Bandits, like all of those stories. This person created one fan fiction book and stuffed all of that in this book. It's just horrible, and they banish her into that book, and so now Brit goes to the Temple of the Seven Moons. Etta, I'm like, can we help her? And Etta's like, you can't help her. This is a punishment. Brit, she hard headed, so she and Lovecraft is going to banish themselves into this book to go save her. So what you're going to see in this one, it's going to be even more hilarious because in this book, the people eat cats.
Post thing.
So
Oh god.
Lovecraft is going to have a serious problem being in this book, trying to go save Mia that he really don't like.
Oh no.
So in this one, it's going to be poking funs at all of the plot holes and so many. Like, I started writing it already, but I don't know when I'm gonna be finished because I got to finish my other projects. But when they get there, the first thing Lovecraft says is, "There's no niggers here. Where they at?
Oh, oh, oh,
Where?"
oh, oh,
He
oh
looking
my
like,
god.
where's the niggers? He looking at
Wow.
Brent. Why are we
Wow.
here? He's like, why are we here? And ain't no black people.
No.
This is Where's the black people?
Oh. Wow.
And yeah, I don't want to give enough, but that's like, as soon as you get there, they looking around. But it's also going to be funny, but action packed, just like if you were watching or reading the action packed high fantasy book.
Mm.
So, because now Brit is going to be in contention with a bunch of other witches, because there are witches in the story. Because again, this author threw in Harry Potter. So she's going to be going against wizards, witches, sorcerers,
God damn, Brit
dragons, a
can't
whole
catch a
nine.
break.
She can't catch a break. And so she's going to really have to dig deep, but she's also going to have to ask someone else to go with her because she's not a warrior. She doesn't know how to fight with a sword. And I
Oh,
don't, you know, you've read the book, so you know that there's somebody in the book that is a part of the Cromanti coven, and they are warriors. Don't give
I
it away,
know.
but she gonna have to ask for that individual's help.
That's crazy.
Yes. So
That's crazy.
when I say it's gonna be hilarious, it is going to be hilarious
That's
because
crazy.
he's gonna be like a fish out of water.
I believe it. I believe it. I fucking believe it.
Go.
Oh my God, Navi. Jesus. Huh. Can you show us the cover?
Yes, I can. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can.
Hey, everybody that's tuning in. Appreciate you for coming.
Let me see if I can. One second.
Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, I'm going to get the first book in soon. I keep hearing great things about it. It is so good, Mariana. It is. Whew, these covers.
Let me get out the way.
That
That
is
is the cover.
gorgeous. That is gorgeous, Navi.
That's book two. Weekend are coming. I'm poking fun at all of it. I'm poking fun at all of it. We going into Westeros. We going into Middle Earth.
Oh,
We going
wow.
every. Yeah, yeah. We're going.
That
We
is
doing it.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Ah,
Thank you. And you see Lovecraft right there hiding behind her. You see him.
oh, this is so pretty. Navi, you need to make posters. Because
I do make posters. I do make.
I need the first one and the second one, like
Second one is a
right.
poster. I got you. I do
I
make
need
posters.
that because that is fire. Like you know how they have the movie posters. I would frame the fuck out of that and put that on the fucking wall.
I'll put it up there. I got you. I got y'all.
Shit, just tell me how much it costs when I get to Detroit. I got
Hey,
you.
okay, okay.
All
Yeah,
right, go
so
ahead.
that's book two. That's book two, and book two is going. Like I said, book two is going to be longer. I promise you, it will be longer. Um, and the book one has a soundtrack. Book one has a soundtrack. It has a whole soundtrack. It's 13 songs.
And you have. I just want to say this.
Mhm.
Do not do any of that shit that's in the back of the goddamn book. Please. Please. Don't don't do it to yourself, okay?
The glossary.
You don't if you it just sometimes you just skip over stuff if you tempted to do shit. Don't do it, okay?
Yes, at the back of the book, there is a glossary that kind of tells you about the different spells and the different coven houses so far. It tells you about familiars and stuff like that. You can read about it, but I would not under any circumstance. See, this is the interior. This is the artwork, custom artwork, hand drawn by me. that you can that's Lovecraft right there, and it is kind of like give you a glossary of the different coven houses and the spells, sex magic, uh, uh, cloaking spells and things like that. There's
Don't do
some
that shit.
yeah, don't do it, don't do it.
Don't do that shit.
Don't play yourself. Don't play
Right.
yourself. Don't blame me if you get trapped. It ain't my fault. Okay. Remember, when you as soon as you okay, so the paperbacks these are gonna be in Detroit. You see the paperback. So the inside of the cover you have your what spell is that? The surrender spell. This is what she did when she said her name backwards when
Don't do that shit. Don't even draw that shit.
she was getting look. Bishop was deep. He was drilling, and she it was so good.
Don't do
But she said her name backwards.
don't do that shit. For real.
She said her name backwards, and next thing you know, everything. So, like, as soon as you open up, this is your title page, her and Lovecraft. And then and then I did my dedication to the book reviewers and Brit herself for giving me the opportunity. And then that's her, and then you get right into chapter one. Yes.
Lord. You've touched nearly every fucking genre.
Yeah.
From horror, YA, paranormal, sci-fi, fantasy, children's literature. Is there one genre that feels like your home base or your bread and butter?
Oh,
Horror, why?
that's I love horror. I was raised on.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you how long I've been in the horror game. I was born in '74.
Mm-hmm.
Alien came out in '78. I was at the theaters.
Mm. I ain't never met nobody that made me feel young.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look. I'm old now, you know, but I'm old. Now. But yeah, '74. Aliens came out. Quick story about that situation. So we was living in the south side of Chicago off of 76 and Yates, and we had a roach problem.
Mm.
Had a roach problem, and so the landlord came and bombed the apartment, and so we had to leave. And so my mom was a horror movie buff. So she was like, let's go to the movies. So her, me, my brother, and my dad, we all go to the movies to see Alien. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Alien looks like a roach, especially the
I'm
head.
dead.
So when the movies terrified the shit out of me. So when I go home, there's dead roaches all over the house. That's when my phobia began. I have a phobia of roaches. If I see a roach in my house, I'm breaking the lease. I'm ending the mortgage. It's over with. Right? I do not play. Now, I'm not afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of scorpions or spiders or none of that. I would chase a snake. I swear to God, I would chase a snake. I would chase a scorpion. I'm a wild boy. But when it comes to roaches, I'm a bitch. Off the top. I'll tell. Well, if, I see one. I call my oldest. It's a son. Come get it. But if it's a spider or a snake or something like that, I'm ready to go. I'm like, no man, this is about to be good. This is about to be big fun. But
You got me itching over here talking about some damn roaches. I can't
hey,
stand
look, I
roaches.
don't. When I move, when I'm looking at places, I'm looking under the sink. Under all of the sinks. I'm all of the places that the brown coats will be.
Mm.
Stevie writes down, so he's going for research.
Do you approach each genre differently, or is there a common like heartbeat into your storytelling, regardless of, I guess, the category?
I enter each genre differently, with a different voice. I push myself to use different prose,
Mm.
different cadences, different wording, different styles. So if you don't see my name here, you won't know that I'm moving.
Mm.
Because the way that DNF is written is not the same way that Echoes of Man was written.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different voice. It's a different narrative. And,
Mm-hmm.
and if you go and you read like behind me here, this is my first book. Walking Among the Shadows, Young Adult Paranormal. This was my second one, and then these are the these are the um. Let's grab them. Let's grab all of these hoes right here, right? Right. So the way I wrote Urban
Mm-hmm.
Shadow the Jackal is totally different than when I wrote Walking Among the Shadows or Belly of the Beast
Mm-hmm.
or Echoes of Man, which is one that you had just reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Cries of War or Tears of Sacrifice. And thick, thick, thick matter. Every time I write in a different genre or even a different book, I am using a different way to write it.
Mm.
It's a challenge for me. It's a challenge for me. So like beautiful heathens is written from like a detective noir style.
Mm.
Never written in a detective noir style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you ever watched the movie Sin City,
Mm-hmm.
from that style.
Oh.
That exactly. I've never written in that web way before, but I was like, let me push myself to see if I could do that. And so
Mm.
yeah, that's
What has writing across genres like taught you about adaptability and about your own voice as a author?
it is actually shed light on what I really love. It actually pushed my imagination to its not its limits yet, because I still got some wild shit that I want to write, but I'm afraid that y'all gonna disown me. Because the other day I was thinking about paranormal BDSM, and I was just like, I gotta slow down. Whoa
Why
Nelly,
not?
hey, because what I was thinking, yeah, I'm not
I,
trying to get canceled in 2025.
oh wow.
Yeah, where I was going with it is
I mean, what is off limits unless you write in just pitch black?
no, that's not. It wasn't gonna be pitch black, but it was, it was
Then you will be okay.
okay. Okay, I was still like people looking at me like,
They
what you
probably
gonna
be
do?
like, "Oh, Navi a freak,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone understands that I am a virgin.
nigga." You just said you got
That
kids.
I, they were immaculate conception.
I ain't got time for you, Navi. I ain't got time for your bullshit.
I'm still waiting for my child support check from God. God, He did it. I need my. I'm waiting for my payment because I'm gonna take care of these little crumb snatchers and idiots.
You see the shit that I have to go through, y'all, for real. So, how deep do you believe the ignorance towards Black authors run in traditionally publishing spaces, and can you share a specific ways you've ever experienced it or even observed it?
So, well, very few people know is I am a hybrid. So I do have a 3 book deal with a major publisher, Simon and Schuster,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also an independent author. So I have seen it. I have a book that I'm writing. It's called Onyx, and it is a book about a school that was started for at-risk children, black and brown children, and it is the most advanced school on the planet. It is kind of like our educational Wakanda. They teach these children about technology, advanced technology, AI, the whole nine, as well as self-defense, how to grow food and things like that. These are children that are the worst of the worst. Like these children were in the they were either in the prison system or they were in foster homes or
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And Onyx, that's the name of the institution. They pull them out and they rehabilitated these children. These children would leave this school as phenomenal human beings. They'll have like multi-million dollar technology contracts with some of the big tech companies. Like this school was so advanced that every year they had kind of like a CES at the school where these children would create their own inventions and then the major corporations, tech companies would come and put a contract, for the patent for it. So that is, and so the country wanted it shut down because they felt that it was wrong for only at-risk children to go. Of course, the rich wanted their children to go so that they can take part in this. And it was like, and so the order came from the president, and the students was like, "Do not shut it down." So they was, so the book is like them holding the school by force.
Mm.
So the children are fighting back, and because they're highly trained, they're giving the army and the police a run for their money.
Mm. Like the
And
movie Toy Soldiers.
yes, or taps, exactly.
Mm.
So the Simon and Schuster picked it up, but they're not releasing it because we have a failure to communicate because they want me to change some major portions of it. There's a pivotal moment that pushes the children to say, you know what, fuck it. You want the problems? We've got the problems.
Mm-hmm.
And they want me to change it. They said it makes the law enforcement, it shed law enforcement in a horrible light. And I'm like, you ever heard of ICE? Well, it's kind of different. No, it's not. And then there were other instances when my agent was shopping my work. I was getting, with the majors, I was getting the pushback like the story is phenomenal. We love the story, but we can't see a black man or a black woman in this type of situation. Can
Mm.
you give us something more realistic? And I'm like, y'all got Jason Bourne and James Bond and the rest of them. Why can't we have Dr. Daniel Bennett?
Mm-hmm.
Well, but then Simon and Schuster picked it up. Happy, that's the Soul Survivor series. But so I've seen that on the major side where the expectations is for us to write in a manner that basically is subservient. You
Mm.
have the ones that break through the cracks, like the sister that wrote Blood and Bone and things like that. But for the most part, they want us to write urban lit or maybe like historical fiction or something like that. Um, what's been happening lately, though, what I've been noticing is that with the success of movies like Sinners, there's been a call for more inclusion, for more, stories that are just more, kind of like out of the ordinary for Black authors. In the independent space, I would go with TikTok. Right now, TikTok is the biggest platform for authors to promote their works. It shadows over Instagram, Facebook, X. This is nothing bigger. And you would expect that now that TikTok is given a platform where book reviewers are empowered to review whatever books they want, that's not what's happening. Now, book reviewers, especially those with large platforms, are being selective with
Mm.
what books they want to promote, what books they want to review, what books they want to bring to the attention of their millions of followers. And most of those books are written by non-BIPOC black people.
Does it
If
hurt you not to say field?
yeah, I'm whoa, but I made a promise. I'm gonna keep my promise. If you go into Book a Million or Barnes and Nobles, they have a book talk section in
Yeah.
these bookstores, like several shelves, a whole section. It's all dolled up. It's graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
No black people. No
Yeah.
black people. No black and like again, I've named it so many times. Jessica Cage should be on that list
Yes.
every fucking month. That woman does numbers unseen on her own as an
Her and
independent
Jaquel
author.
J.
Exactly. But they're not there.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why
Yeah.
is that?
Because they're
And
black.
so exactly. You can't say, oh, it's not written well because when we look at their reviews, you're talking about thousands of reviews on these books. And they're just 4.7 out of 5, 4.6 out of 5. These are great books. I mean, these reviews, with the amount of reviews, are even better than somebody like Stephen King or Stephanie Myers or anyone else. Like, because they're like 3.8, 3.9, four point
Mm-hmm.
one. They're looking at 4.7, 4.8. And for them to never show up on the best of book talk,
Mm.
ever. ever, ever.
Mm.
Now you number one on Amazon, like Jaquel J. Number one on Amazon overall. An
Mm-hmm.
independent author's book overall.
Mm-hmm.
We She went against millions of books
Mm-hmm.
and hit number one, and not just hit it there for a little about a few minutes. She was on there for days
Yeah.
to the point where she got a six-figure audiobook deal,
Mm-hmm.
and she's still not on the best of book time.
Sound like
I have yet
some discrimination to
nation
me.
because I have yet to see any of the other ones that are best of book time do what she did
And they're not.
as an independent author or as a majorly published author.
And they're not.
Mm.
And they're
So
not.
yes, that is where, and I'm not afraid to say it, right? Because at this point in human history in 2025, we have to stop pretending that we don't see it to make other people feel comfortable. I'm not a bigot, right? I'm not a bigot. I do not have a problem with white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. I do not. And with my family, I got blonde and brown hair. The family reunion is a rainbow coalition,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to shy away from telling the truth
Facts.
when it comes to how black voices in the literary industry is silenced.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was so upset and bothered by how we responded to the ticket selling out for the
The
Black
Black
Woman
Romance Festival.
Romance Puzzle, because that has never happened
No.
ever.
No.
Not the Harlem Book Festival, not any of the book festivals, not the kickback. It has never happened before. And we already don't have that many. We got you, the Boozy Book Tours, and y'all shit is look the way that y'all coming. Listen, before y'all know, y'all gonna have an amusement park. I can see it right now. The Boozy Book
Amusement
Tour
park.
amusement park, because y'all the themes that y'all have, the dungeon, the fantasy, the pajama jammy jam, like we don't get that. And I love y'all. Not I appreciate. I love y'all for that because you can tell when people who host events, it's not just a place where authors can come and sell their books. It's a mini vacation, and it's very rare for you to go on vacation and make money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going on a mini vacation to have fun, while at the same time you're there to make money. So you recoup what you spent to get there, while gaining new readers, while networking with other authors and publishing companies and things like that.
True.
So for me, I feel like we need to be extremely careful about how there's certain times that we do need to critique,
Mm-hmm.
but we shouldn't tear down.
Mm.
Because if the Black Romance Festival is gone, the Boozy Book Tour decides to go, what else we got on a consistent basis? We have the Urban with Jessica Watkins,
Mm-hmm.
but then we have other events that are popping up, but that foot traffic don't be foot traffic. I'm just gonna be keeping the beach.
Mm.
I love y'all. Every person that hosts an event, I love you. But that foot traffic.
Yeah.
So you have to be very selective as to what events you go to.
Mm.
And to have a guaranteed 2,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something. Every author in that venue needs to sell out. If you don't sell out, more than likely it's your fault.
Probably.
You probably
Probably.
sitting behind. You probably sitting behind your table.
Unless the people just don't like your punk ass. But that's
That too. That's a whole nother. Yeah.
yeah, that yeah. So what could the literary
Hey,
industry
Jensen.
actually huh?
No, I was talking to somebody.
What could the literary industry actually do to better serve black authors, and why do you think those changes are such a resistance?
I'm gonna keep it a being with you. We have to stop relying on the literary industry opening the doors for us. We have to create our own doors.
Mm,
We have been fighting for them to listen to us for how long? and they haven't. So that means that we need to make our own door.
Yeah.
And when we make our own door, nobody can close it because we got the
True.
key. See, if we keep jumping, because we've tried the inclusion, we've tried the assimilation, and what they do, they allow us in, they take what we've created, and they run off with it, and then they claim it as their own.
You mean like mafia romance? That's really
Urban
strict.
lit, period. Like urban fantasy comes
Mm,
from urban lit. You know, the gangster dude that's a werewolf and all that. You know, okay? We know where you got it from. At some point, we have to accept that opening a door is our job at this point. We got to create
mm,
our own door and open it, and because you can't force mainstream readers, mainstream publishing to accept black voices. We
mm-hmm,
have to create a lane, just like Sinners created a lane, just like Black Panther created a lane, just like Get Out created a lane, just like all of those big blockbuster movies, Jaquel J, she created a lane,
mm-hmm,
even despite the fact that nobody wanted to accept her in that lane.
mm-hmm,
So can't nobody take that from her,
mm-hmm.
right? We need to put ourselves in a position where we create our own lane
Mm-hmm.
and no one can take it from us.
True.
Because if we assimilate in a space that really don't want us there, but they can see the profitability in it, the
Mm.
moment they feel like they can replicate what we do, and with the invention of AI, it's not really gonna be that hard.
But AI can't have the soul.
No, but when it comes to replication of black talent and voices,
Mm.
it never has a soul. No one is asking for the soul of it. They just want to replicate it so that they can profit from it. And
But
look
it
at
was
hip hop, right? Hip hop, right? Started in the 70s and 80s.
yeah.
And then we had rap, and then we had gangster rap.
Mm-hmm.
And now what we have today,
I don't know
it's
what we got today.
exactly, exactly, right? So we kind of, you understand what I'm saying. So what we have today doesn't really pass the smell test of being
Mm.
soulful, right? Like it's hard for us to have love music anymore, right?
Yeah, it's a lost art.
It's a lost art, right? Now, I'm not saying we go back to the 90s crooning and stuff
No,
like that, even though it would be nice, but some of it was mad ridiculous, like a bunch of dudes in the desert and leather hats and boots
I said
grinding.
that about
That
Jodeci.
was
I
ridiculous.
said
It
that.
was mad ridiculous. I know they was about to have a heat stroke, but um, and it's one of the reasons why I listen to Afrobeat so much because they're still talking about love. They're still talking about
Mm-hmm.
relationships. They're still talking about cherishing each other. I love you, even though you did this and the other. And so, like segueing with my soundtrack, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do. But the soundtrack for DNF is associated with the book. So if you listen to it, or when you listen to it, it has side A, which is Sex Magic, which is the sexy shit. And
Mm-hmm.
then side B is Pride and War, which is that prideful war chant type of music. But it is a callback to having a sonic conversation about
Mm-hmm.
your emotions in a manner that doesn't feel threatening or
Mm.
disrespectful. So you get a chance because I sent it to you. Just listen to it. You'll understand where I'm coming from.
I feel like I see what you said, Mariana. I feel like AI is a discussion that is it has its moments for like art and stuff like that, not the ones that are taken away from graphic designers and the people who are actually drawing it, but it has its to move the art. Let me put it like that. The
Hmm.
motion of the art.
Hmm.
Now, As far as book writing goes,
Mm,
it does not have the same sexual charge. If you're writing a romance book and you're a black
hmm.
author, right?
Yeah.
You can tell the I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. You can tell the sensualness of the words,
Hmm.
because even though AI can come up with words, it's the poeticness
Hmm.
of the words. It's how it's put. It's it's like poetry in motion. There you go.
Exactly.
It's like poetry in motion, so it has that soul. So when you read
Exactly.
it, you gonna
You
feel
feel
it.
it. Yes, indeed.
And
Yes,
then
indeed.
compared to an AI book, you read
Hmm.
it and it's just like reading a fucking encyclopedia.
Yeah, the AI is just telling it from a perspective of almost like a scientist. So he put this inside of that,
Right,
and then this
right.
happened.
And
There,
even if
there's
you
sense.
say it's black, black is so different across the United States and the diaspora. Which black are
Hmm.
you talking about?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, yeah, AI has its moments, but for that,
Yeah.
uh.
Yeah. For me, AI is a creative tool, not the writing side, not the writing side.
Hmm.
Writing side, I'm still, because a good a good author friend of mine, she posed a question that really fucked me up because I am against, just having AI write your book or whatever. But she said, "What's the difference of having AI write a book or hiring a ghostwriter?"
Mm.
And I said, "Shit, because,
But the
because,
but see, that's where that whole it becomes. It doesn't have the pulse. It doesn't have that poetic soul to it.
no, it doesn't." But again, I you remember back in the earlier days of urban lit, there was a large group of authors who were releasing a new book every month.
Mm.
And those books, not all of them, but some of them, that's all. Just, I'm not gonna say nothing, but you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh
And
my god.
so I'm looking at it from the perspective, if those authors was to ever, because a lot of them stopped writing, but if those authors were to ever return and they decided to use AI, I'm like, um, AI will probably write a better story. The
Oh,
editing will probably be better,
oh,
and we might have some cohesiveness.
I'm
I
dead.
look, I'm a reader, and I read, and I read one book, and there was a 14-year-old driving a tank down the middle of the urban street. Look,
Oh,
14 years old. It was like the climax, and it was in the tank.
oh, wow.
I'm like, it's exciting, but
Oh,
he's never been to the army, and he just so happened to go steal a tank from the army.
oh,
They literally said the army surplus store, and I'm like, that's not what they
oh.
sell at the army surplus store. Like, there's not like tanks around back that you could just,
Oh,
come and do.
that's
Yeah. So,
interesting.
so again, maybe we might get some. Now, I'm not saying that the prose and the poetic, poeticness of it would be on point, but I'm just saying the cohesiveness of the story would probably, because AI would probably be like, this don't make sense.
Mm.
Like a tank with a 14-year-old with no military training, it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
How
AI
about we
fucking
try this?
everybody else.
Yeah, AI will be like, hey, we not gonna do this. But I do, I am happy about AI being used for Black authors when it comes to our cover designs and promotion. That,
Cause I definitely use Mid Journey.
yeah,
I
Mid Journey.
definitely use Mid Journey, Canva, and Flow.
Mhm.
Definitely use it.
Yeah, listen, I did a live storm where, because you remember when AI first came out, Adobe, Shutterstock, Freepik, those companies were speaking out against AI, saying that it's taking money out of the photographers' pockets. All of them now have AI in the
Mm-hmm.
libraries, right? And with AI, you can create anything now. If you know how to prompt, you can create anything. And I did a live and I searched on all three of their websites. They still have not decided to create assets that black authors could use for our covers and promo. So what don't fucking matter, all of that shit that they was talking, and they
Mm-hmm.
still haven't created assets that black people could use so that those people who they can get the money, right? Because you get your
Mm-hmm.
monthly subscription and they get a little piece of it. They don't even make it. They
It's
don't
the
like the
same. It's the
same.
same photo stocks.
Exactly. The same ones from 15 years ago.
Yeah,
They
from
have
like
not
the early two
created new
thousands.
assets. Yeah, they haven't created nothing new. So my thing is like, so what are black authors supposed to do? Because I'm gonna tell you this thing about readers saying if I see that it's a AI artwork on the cover, I'm not gonna read it. You weren't gonna read it.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
Because if you were an avid reader of black literature and you was picking up those crazy looking covers back in the early 2000s and
Man.
whenever all of the covers is looking like somebody chopped and pasted the head on top of motherfuckers and you was reading those books, but you got a problem with an AI generated image that's cohesive and beautiful and colorful and different, you weren't reading those books to begin with. But
Facts.
I will also challenge you, since you believe that the use of AI takes away from the art form, do not go see another Marvel movie. Do not go see another DC movie. Do not go see another movie released by Paramount, by Warner Brothers, by Sony, by Monkey Paw. I don't want you shopping at Walmart. I don't want you shopping at Target. I don't want you shopping at Kroger. I don't
You
want you shopping
shouldn't be
because
shopping at Target anyway.
exactly. I don't want you watching Netflix. I don't want you watching Max. I don't want you watching Tubi. I don't want you watching Peacock. I don't want you watching none of them because all of those corporations use AI for either promos, for assets inside of their shows. Netflix released their one Chaos. It's so much AI action generated stuff in there. Even Marvel used AI for one of the TV shows for the intro. If you're going to have that type of standard, don't just put it on black authors. We need for you to stay home across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But again, those who have that stance, you weren't going to read those books anyway.
Facts.
You cannot convince me that a beautiful because the way now I'm not talking about the AI generated covers that look crazy because there are some that look crazy. There are. There's some that look real crazy, but I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those beautiful covers where now black authors, especially in the urban lit space, they're creating so many different versions of these covers. None of the covers look the same. Each of the models on the covers look differently. That you got black men in suits now, like in the suits fit, right? You got them with nice jewelry on, and they're in the offices, and everything just looks beautiful. The covers look so much better now than they did 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was happening because I also do graphics design for the majors. They asked me to use AI generated images.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They will specifically come to me and say, "We need you to prompt this because we don't want to spend $5,000 on a photo shoot." I got you.
Mm. So let me ask you this: you've been on both the indie, traditional
Mhm.
spaces. Why do you think black male authors struggle to consistently break through in both?
Um, it is stereotyped. It's stereotype, and it is also self-inflicted for us.
Mm,
Not all of us, but a lot of us do not respect the craft. We do not understand that 90% of those of our customers are women,
mm-hmm.
and we do not respect. the customer base. We do not respect the fan base. So we want
Mm.
to write something that is so male centered that it separates a woman from ever really digging into that book in associating herself in that story, because that's what makes a great story, when a reader can place themselves in that story, even if it's fantastical, and be like, oh my God, there's a space for me to live this fantastical life while I'm reading this book. And a lot of times, our sex scenes, the language and things like that that we use, some of the violence towards women that's inside of these, written from a man's perspective. See, from a woman's perspective, is written in a manner to where you know that it's not being done as a fetish.
Mm.
When we write it, you're not so sure.
Mm.
Like you kind of, and again, I'm a reader first, so I've read a lot of black male authors in this space, especially in the urban. Sometimes, like, I mean, how many times you gonna slap this woman? Like, are you living vicariously through this character, or are we getting to a point? So a lot of times, publishers and readers, they kind of shy away from it because it's kind of like there's even independent publishers that do not sign male authors because they understand that we don't know how to write to attract the target audience, which are women who want to escape. Yes, they understand that you might, especially in urban lit, he's gonna be a little roughneck. He's gonna be a little rough. He might choke her a little bit. There might even be some DV. But the way that women tell those parts, you can tell it's not a fetish. You can tell that they're not telling it from a place of, man, I'm getting off on this.
Mm.
Men, we need to learn how to write to where we are trying. It is progressing the story. It is just not something just thrown in there just simply because. Okay, so he slap her around and then they start fucking. No,
Mm.
no, no. From a woman's perspective, and I know you might think it's unfair, brothers, but guess what? They can do that. A woman
Yeah.
can do that. You cannot.
Facts.
You cannot.
Facts.
That's just it is what it. And again, it's
Facts.
about the target audience. What do they want to read from you as a man? Because regardless, me writing DNF, where's it at? Let me keep plugging. Write DNF. If you didn't see my face, and I've been told this by, you would not know that a man wrote this book.
You
I,
wouldn't.
I, I like that. I like that. I love it. But I did. So in this book, she not getting smacked around.
Mm-mm.
Okay? She might get her ass slapped a little bit, but she not getting smacked around. Right? Yeah, there's some spice in here. It's decent. So as men authors, we have to write according to our target audience. You can tell your story. You can do espionage. You can do spy thrillers. You can do all of that. But when it comes to how your main character associates with that woman,
Mm.
that main woman character in the group or any of the women that he's with, whether he's a roughneck or not, you have to understand: is this DV
Mm.
progressing the story, or is it just a placeholder?
Mm.
If it's a placeholder, you're gonna have a problem with the readers. If it's progressing the story, you telling the because you want to explain the reason why this woman ran off with the square dude. She was in love with the gangster, but the gangster was putting his hands on her, and she fell in love with the square dude that worked at Pop Copy around the corner. You're trying to figure out why she left the kingpin to be with the broke dude around the corner. So the DV situation makes sense, perfect
Mm.
sense. It's but if she go around the corner with the dude from Pop Copy and he's smacking her around too, nigga,
Yeah. Yeah.
where is the escape?
Mm.
As writers, we also have to understand storytelling elements.
Mm-hmm.
How do we become better storytellers so that the escape, because like 50 Shades of Grey, the books, we all feel a way about it, right? But one thing she did not do, even though it was supposed to, it's BDSM, it's diet BDSM, it's Splendor BDSM. It's not really, it's Splendor. It's BDSM on Splendor. Okay, we can, but one thing that never happened in that book or in the movies, right?
Um, I hate that fucking book, movie,
Serious, yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah.
everything about it. I ain't even finna get into it because last time I did, I got kicked off alive. So I'm gonna
Mhm,
just shut up. So let's talk about ego.
mhm.
How has ego, especially among black male authors, hurt careers in this space?
Mm. A lot of my brothers are not even writing anymore for the Bible. You have to check your ego every time. I have to check mine because
Mm,
the world revolves around patriarchy and misogyny. In the business world, in social worlds, politics, and religion being our preferred. And again, like I said earlier, we'll come into a space where women dominate, and we'll siphon all of that energy. And we lose our humility because now we think that the support that we got is because of us, and it's not because women are just bringers of life. Women
mm,
give life to women are multipliers. And so what happens is that our ego get in the way and we feel like we have nothing to learn. You know, you got a couple of bestsellers under your belt and then you start to feel like you're invincible.
mm-hmm,
And so now we're not listening to constructive criticism. We're not listening to women when they say, hey, listen, could you tone it down a little bit? Or
mm-hmm,
we talk to you any kind of way. We come into your space and we take over the panel, take over the space, and we just want to be the center of attention. We have to put the ego to the side. If we
mm-hmm.
say some things that people are offended by, apologize.
Yeah.
An apology can go a lot further than an argument that ever could.
Mm-hmm.
It just, hey, I didn't mean it that way, but I apologize wholeheartedly. And that's it. Full stop. Don't be like, I apologize, but.
I hate
Because
that.
anything that you said before the but, you didn't mean. Everything that you say after the but is what you really mean. So
Mm-hmm.
just be like, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way, but I apologize nonetheless.
Yeah.
That's it. Full stop. And move on from it. But as soon as you say, I apologize, but that's it. Everything that you say after that is just. So ego has destroyed our positions because a lot of us are upset that women dominate the literary space, but women read.
Mm-hmm.
They read. Like they read more than men. Like men, we be lying about reading. We talk, I read the Art of War, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, read Sang Sung, I read this, I read that. You read shit. You read shit. Like we look in your house, ain't a bookshelf in sight. There's a gaming case, but there isn't a bookshelf in sight. But you telling us that you read.
Mm.
No, you don't. I have 5 bookshelves in this house. This one has my books on it. I got another one, a little funky looking one, like a tree with books in there. I got another one in my bedroom, and the kids got one, two in their room.
Mm.
You know, we read over here, but I'm not going to tell you that I read the Art of War. I read it before, but I don't want to read it again.
I read it all the time. That's one of my favorite books.
I listen, man. When is Stephen King coming out with it again? That's you know what? Hey, you know, are they gonna re? They're gonna re. They're gonna re-release the Born Identity series. Like, you know, I'm a fiction reader. I do
Yeah.
read, you know, books that are just informative and things like that. But when I want to enjoy myself, I'm gonna read fiction.
Yeah.
Um, but we have to understand that we are in a woman-dominated space.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's authors or readers, we have to come in with that idea, and we're not coming to take over. We're
Mm.
coming to be in community with you. We are here to join forces with you and be partners as we push Black literature to the forefront of all literature, right? We're not saying that we're going to suppress everybody else's voices just so that black voices can be heard. We just want to make sure that black voices are just as loud as everybody else because everybody can sing in this choir. Everybody got a note.
Mm-hmm.
And but black people just want to make sure that we're not sitting in the back. You use our note because it's fire, but
Yeah.
at the same time, we sitting in the back. Everybody else is up here. You can hear us a little bit, so we're adding to the harmony, but you can't see us.
Mm.
Because Amazon KDP wouldn't exist if it wasn't for black independent.
And that is facts. And that is fucking facts. So I want to ask you, like, audiobooks are becoming essential.
Mhm,
How important do you think it is for an author that wants to build their catalog and legacy, making sure they have an audiobook connected to their books?
mhm. It is very important because people are have less time
Mm-hmm.
nowadays to sit down and just read a book because when you're sitting down reading a book, you got to sit down and read a book. You can't be
Mm-hmm.
cooking and reading a book. You can't be watching TV and reading a book. Like you can listen to music and read a book, but it's hard for you to be at work reading a book. It's hard
Mm-hmm.
for you to work out. But an audio book, oh baby, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can cook. It's playing through the speakers. You can be at work, listen to your earphones. You could be working out, walking, and it's in the earphones, listening to it. Um, I think that audiobooks are going to be, in within the next couple of years, probably the more preferred version of consuming literature, and we definitely need to get involved. Audiobook production is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They do have AI voiceovers that you can use.
That
It's
just sounds
not as
horrible.
I know it's not as they have some like 11 Labs is phenomenal, but it's still not there yet. 11 Labs is probably 92% there.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones is not, right? So, and Amazon is now, they now have that feature. KDP, they do. You can take your ebooks and use one. I think they got 100 AI voices. They suck. They suck. There's no emotion behind it, but Amazon is now allowing authors to take their ebooks or their books and convert it to audiobooks. Yes, they are. That feature is there. They got over 100 voices of different languages and accents and stuff like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So the industry is moving towards that. And yes, most independent authors cannot afford the production of an audiobook unless you split, the royalties. But then those audiobook actors, those
Mm-hmm.
voice actors, they need to see if you're selling books because okay, yeah, I'll do this for you for a percentage, but what is 0% of 0% sales, right? Like how what is
Oh God, I'm
so then
dead.
you still have to hire someone, and voice actors should be charging what they're charging.
Mm-hmm.
They should because it is a hard work to find a space because you have to. It's a production,
Mm-hmm.
soundproof room, and then you need to keep the cadence. You need to get yourself together. You need to read the book and understand. You need to have different tones for different characters if you're a really good voice actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You to
Mm-hmm.
deliver. And so that costs, I mean, it takes weeks to get that done. Like you're doing 9, 10, 12 hours a day on this book to try to get it done in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's gonna cost you five, $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
But most independent authors do not have the money. So if you want to do the audiobook, I'm not against, I know a lot of voice actors get upset when we say this, but I'm just saying if Johnny got five apples, the authors that are using the AI voiceovers can't afford you anyway. They would
Mm-hmm.
never come into you, brothers and sisters. They would never come to you because they can't afford the 5,000. Even if you put them on a payment plan, most independent authors don't even clear $500 a year in book sales.
Mm.
That's just those are not my numbers. Those are the numbers of the industry. And Amazon being the largest book retailer would tell you that's how it is.
Mm.
So if a person is using their 9 to 5 money and they're just getting by producing these books, You add in another two, three, four, $5,000. Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna go with the cheaper option. I wish there was another way, but I would say voice actors. You if you But then again, how many people got $5,000 on Afterpay? You can offer Klarna or something like that, right? Because Klarna does give people a pretty big, or what's the other one? Uh, it's Klarna, Afterpay, Sizzle, and I forgot the other one. Right.
Mm.
You can offer that for voice actors if you want to really kind of, you know. I know she's a white woman, but what she does is that she does a mixture of AI voice and her own voice. So what she does is that she cloned her voice and she had AI read the narration and then the dialogue she spoke it herself.
Mm.
It cut the production time down by 80% and it cuts the cost down. So now she's offering those services to authors. She's giving a full disclosure like, hey, there it's my clone voice. It's narration, but it's strictly the narration, not the voice, not the dialogue. So you still get the emotional potency of the dialogue, but the narration is going to be, but it sounds like her. Like the cloning fucked me up. I'm like, oh shit, somebody could deep fake you. But that is an option because she's did it, and a lot of people are in her inbox blowing her shit up. Like she was like, I'm getting like 20 contracts a month now.
I do want to say this.
Mhm.
Um, keep the voices human, y'all.
Yes, please. Yes,
Keep the
please.
voices human because there are phenomenal black narrators, right? We have had white people narrating black books for years, saying the N word, doing all type of crazy stuff with the
Oh my God.
with the narration. So keep the voices human and keep black narrators and BIPOC narrators hired. Keep
Mhm.
black audio production companies hired. So do you if you don't have the money, stop trying to put an audio book out immediately.
That's
Save
true.
up.
That's a lesson, yeah. Save
Save
up your money.
save up your money. Cause if you could buy Beyonce tickets,
Oh shit.
your ass can fucking save up money for an audio book. All
And there
right?
it is. Everything that I said, just throw it out the window. Save up.
Save up.
Don't go to the Beyonce concert. Don't do none of that. You know what? I stand corrected. I absolutely agree. I
I
absolutely agree.
save up
Absolutely agree.
because I look at the narrators in the narration space, and I've seen the AI voice thing. I think it's horrible. But at the same time, there are so many narrators who depend on this as a livelihood, and then it's some that y'all need to go back to the drawing board. But it's some narrators that this is their livelihood and they are damn good. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, regardless of who you are, you better get your finances in check before your ass get up here talking about some, yeah, I'm gonna get a narrating book and blah blah blah, and then you find out the price. And even if you go to someone who is cheaper and that price is still expensive, your ass is like, damn, I ain't got the money for it. Save your money. The whole point of, as I'm learning, the whole point of being an author is investing in yourself. You are the investment. So you have to invest in yourself and put yourself on, I guess, a payment schedule or some shit. Because if I want some new Jordans and I know on GOAT, those motherfuckers $500, $600, guess what? I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
save up
save
for
up.
that shit. I'm going to make sure I pay my bills, but then put a little away. So when I'm ready, I can buy them without hurting my pockets.
Very true. Very true.
So that's something, think about. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I stand corrected. You're absolutely correct. Save your money. I was thinking about like immediate, just releasing it all at the same time. But no, save your money
Mm,
and go with a narrator that will put you on a payment plan. If you can
yeah.
get your narrator that will put you on a payment plan, if you keep that payment plan, then you should be Gucci. I my thing about audiobooks for independent authors too is we need to find an alternative to all that. That split that they got going with us is horrible. It's 80 if you do exclusive, and it's 90 if you do. So, and I make it clear. Amazon gets 80.
Mm,
You don't. You don't get 80. If you go exclusively with Amazon, it's an 80-20 split. If you go where you're going to go, let your audiobook sell other places, then you're at 90.
mm.
So Amazon will keep 90% of your royalties and you get 10%. That is diabolical. When I was uploading mine to Audible, and they're still holding it. I'm still waiting for them to respond to approve my audiobooks for the Black Lotus trilogy. Um, when I read that, but I'm putting them on Audible, although they're exclusively available on my website, because I do want for people who do have the Audible subscription to be able to experience these books, because I did put a lot into them. Had the voice recording, and she sent them to me, and then I took the background music and special effects. So it's an immersive experience. It's not just a woman reading the books. It is the music, the sound effects, and I'm going to do all of my audiobooks. All
Mm,
of my audiobooks are going to be enhanced. That's what I want. I want them to be like you're listening to a blockbuster action movie or
mm,
a romance, something like that. So if it's raining, you're gonna hear the rain. If it's a car crash, you're gonna hear the accident. You're gonna hear the metal crunching. If somebody gets the shit slapped out of them, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear all of that.
mm,
I want it to be an immersive experience because I got that inspiration from listening to the Lord of the Rings audios.
mm.
Shit. I know they spent $100,000 per audiobook doing it
Mm.
because yo, yo, listen. As soon as it start, you be like, Frodo, is that you? Like it's just the music, the ambiance, everything. I was like, this is incredible. And they
Mm,
probably got a one up because they do have access to the movies, so they can grab the sound stage from the movie, grab the soundtrack from the or like the sounds from the movie, and then to put them in there. But it is a beautiful experience. They did it with the Harry Potter ones too, where you
mm,
have the music and sound effects and stuff. So that's what I want to do. Um, I think that authors could do that. Like you can have the black person narrate your books, and then you can use websites like Advanta who has the royalty free. I'm gonna say it again, royalty free sound effects, and you can use that to add to the enjoyment and to the enhancement. So it's not AI; it's
mm.
royalty free music and sound effects, and then you could just open it up in CapCut or open it up in Audition, whatever you can use. You can just add those pieces and pay someone to do it. It
Okay.
does make a difference. It does make a difference.
So gatekeeping is alive and well in publishing. What advice would you give to new and seasoned authors to survive those barriers without losing themselves? I don't know why you surprised with me.
uh, if you want to avoid gatekeeping, holla at me. No, I'm serious, but at the same time, I'm joking. Um, yes, gatekeeping is alive and well.
Mm,
Um, you need to put yourself in a position to be a network with people who do not gatekeep, and it's very hard to figure that out because there are a lot of people that will pretend that they don't gatekeep just to draw you in, and then once they get you in, they gotcha. So you have to put yourself in a position because you're not going to stop the gatekeeping, no matter
mm,
how we try to ostracize the people that gatekeep. This industry, we have an elitist mindset, in all industries, especially within the publishing, black publishing industry, and we don't want to help each other. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see it happen. You have some of the OGs, and you come up and ask them for some help, and they'd be like, "No, figure it out yourself." For me, it's just kind of like, unless you're asking me to do work, like you say, I need a cover design. Could you do the children's book? No, I'm sending you an invoice. But if you're saying, Navi, what is the best website that I can promote my ebook? Go to www.fussylibrarian.com. Go to bookbub.com. Go to kindlenationdaily.com. I will give you those websites because you know what? Telling you that don't take much time out of my day because it's already up here, and it's not taking any book sales from me.
Mm.
Like if you ask me, like when people ask me, like Navi, I need someone to help me review my books. I'll be like, you need to go holler at Storm. You need to go holler at Nicole.
Don't
Follow
holler at
them,
me.
huh?
I said, don't holler at me.
That I'm sending them to you. You in this space, and you're gonna have to submit. I'm sending them to you.
No,
No,
no.
you, Nicole, Shannon, and all of the I am Britt. I'm like, you need to follow, but I always tell them this: there has to be a symbiont relationship between you and these people. You cannot just call on them to do for you, and do not return the favor. There has to be a give and take here, and it needs to be
Mm.
genuine. So go on their lives. Don't try to come up on them and just be in the comment section. Tap the screen, share the live, send them gifts, share. You need to support them so that they know that supporting you is reciprocated. I say you can't just be coming on people and be like, "Oh, review my book," and then they never see you on a live, they never see you support, and they never see you comment on their shit. They just don't see you
Or
until they need you. You have to stop doing that shit. Like you have to be a person that reciprocates the support, and you should start supporting them first before you ask them to review or to interview you. Like they need to see that you've been in that space for a little bit because I'm telling them like a lot of these people do not charge for their time.
mm-mm.
So they need to see that you have been invested in their space, you know what their platform is about, and you love what they do. If you because I was following you Storm for a minute before I even slid in your DMs. Like, pretty please. Same thing with Britt. Like I was on here tapping the screen, sharing it live. And yes, I was thinking like eventually I would want for her to review my books, but at the same time I'm doing my own homework. Like, is this the person I want to be in community with?
Mm.
Because there are a lot of people on this app that review books, and I don't want to fuck with you. Y'all some raggedy motherfuckers. Some of y'all some raggedy. I ain't no names, but some of y'all some raggedy motherfuckers. Some of y'all, I don't want my books to know it. Like even if you get it from KU, I'ma feel weird about it because y'all weird. But then there are some that are genuine, and I am also an advocate of people who do not gatekeep, people who do help other authors to make money. I listen, man. Like I'm not that type of person. Be like, man, she charged too much. She charged what she charged. This is hard work. This is hard work. Like how many interviews you do a week, and how many books you read a year. When you said you read 600 and some odd books in 2024, I was like, no wonder she crazy. She got all these spirits coming in her head everywhere. Just whoa, 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 whoa,
Woo!
whoa, whoa.
I'm a fast reader, so.
I know, but damn, like, so my thing is like, and she's not asking you to, she's not sending you an invoice for this. Like, she's doing it for the love of the game. You have to reciprocate that type of dedication, right? Like, Brit, you have to reciprocate that dedication with Brit, right? You like that's the dedication to do this and hoping that you receive some type of financial backing from brand deals or just, you getting some type of residuals from your content or something like that.
Mhm.
Or like you guys, you do your events and stuff like that. And I was like, so if you don't want people to gatekeep you, then you also should not be a gatekeeper yourself. Don't gatekeep your support to these people just so that you can advance your career and use people. And then once you've gotten everything you got from them, then you bounce because that's another reason why some people do gatekeep. They start sounding like I turn. I make everybody famous and then they leave me. Every time they leave me. So that's Oh, you gonna leave me just like everybody else, huh? That's just go on, leave me
What
then.
the fuck?
Go on, leave me then. Go on, leave me then. So, but yeah, the gatekeeping, it does prevent us, especially within the black space, literary spaces. It prevents so many talented authors from breaking the ceiling, right?
Mm,
Because what Jaquel J did, it put a crack in the ceiling. Now imagine if we didn't gatekeep, we allowed more talented authors to break and keep punching that until we break through the ceiling. And then it's like, ta-da! And they be like, oh my God, we had no idea. We've been here all this time, motherfucker. You just didn't want to
mm.
hear us. But with the gatekeeping, you get one up. They allow one up, and then that's it, right? Then that person's. And I'm not saying I don't know Jaquel, so I don't know, and I hope that she's not that type of person. But you have that one person. It's my time, and they break the ceiling, and they up there, and then other people's like, "How did you get here?"
Nah, she's not like that.
I'm quite sure she is. Be like, down, down. We can't do that. Like me, when I found my moment of success, and people started asking me like, "How did you do that?" I was absolutely, I was absolutely transparent. Like, this is what I did. This is what happened, and this is just my concentration. And I was like,
Mm,
oh, I never like I have a list. I have a spreadsheet. I have to update it, but I have a spreadsheet of every bookstore in America.
mm,
Every independent bookstore in America. I have a spreadsheet. Now I hired a Jewish man who sells children books. This man makes $50,000 a month consistently.
mm.
Consistently. His partner makes about 100K a month. They showed the receipts. They log right into their Kindle. They log right into the Amazon account, like boom. And he has a course that he charges you in 2 years. I spent a lot of money on that. But when I got that spreadsheet, guess what I did? Anytime somebody asks me, like, I need to know how I could here. Free. I'm not charging you for that. I'm not charging you for that because, and I always tell them that some of those bookstores are probably closed, some of them are not, but now you have the spreadsheet with hundreds of bookstores that you can, and if you're in your state, contact those ones in your state first. Don't be trying to contact all of the ones all over the United States. Lock in your local state, your local area first, your city, your state first. Lock that in,
Mm-hmm.
and then start branching out in other places. That list, I got to update it, but that list, it will always be something that I will send an author who wants to be able to go physically and talk to bookstores to do a book signing at a bookstore. I don't, gatekeeping for me is not even an option because,
Mm,
again, my love language is to be of service.
mm,
So for me to be of service, I can't gatekeep.
mm,
So like when people say, I want to write screenplays, I send it to somebody that I know that teaches people how to write screenplays.
mm,
You don't need to pay me to do that. I don't need you to do nothing for me. I am that type of person. Like if I see that you have a talent, I see that you have something that we can monetize, I'm gonna have to get, yeah. Now again, I'm not gonna do no labor for free, but I'll be like, hey,
mm.
look, you can do this, you can do that, you can sell merch, you can do this, you can do that, and these are the places where you can go to get your stuff started. If you want to hire me to do it, you can hire me to do it. If you want to do it yourself, I hire somebody else. Absolutely fine. Come back to me if you have any questions. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you ain't gonna hire me to do it, so don't come back. No, because I'm not helping you to do this. Because I'm looking. Yes, I would like to funnel that conversation to maybe a sale or maybe a service, but at the end of the day, my initial contact to you is because I saw something.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I look at it from this perspective, and it may be self-serving, but the more of us that keep breaking the ceiling,
Yeah.
eventually the ceiling will break down and the
Mm.
industry will be forced to listen to our voices, but we have to be careful to not try to assimilate. We need to create our own so
Always.
that nobody can take that from us.
I always say I don't want to sit at your fucking table. I don't want to make my own table. I want to be the fucking foundation, the land that's built
Mhm.
upon. You know what I'm saying? So I, uh, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. But
Yes, I know, because the space that you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep my comments to myself. Um, what advice do you give to seasoned and new authors who are uh don't understand the cycles of the industry, like what patterns that keep repeating so they don't fall into that trap, and what wisdom would you pass down to them?
I would say that you need to listen to the readers, listen to
Mm,
the book reviewers, and link up with the blogs, like a lot of the informational blogs. Like they have a lot of websites on the internet where there's just a mass amount of information about the industry. You can Google search it and, subscribe to those blogs, get your notifications up. And you just have to study the industry. It's not all just about writing as an independent author. You have to know the business
mm,
because you are a business. So you have to look at it like when any business want to remain relevant, they have to keep abreast of the trends of the business and the pitfalls and the do's and the don'ts. As an author, you have to do the same thing. You have to know when, because there's always a time where something is very popular and everybody can jump on board of it. You have to know when that happens, and you also have to know when it dies out.
mm,
You have to keep yourself abreast of the industry. You have to keep yourself abreast on how retailers are moving, how printers are moving, how
mm,
Amazon is moving, how bars are. You have to keep yourself abreast. What's going on, son? That is the only way. That's the advice that I give you. Information is power. And as an
mm.
independent author, it is your job to empower yourself with knowledge. If you just sit back and wait for the knowledge to come to you, we just talked about the gatekeeper,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can't wait for the knowledge to come to you. You have to go find it. And it's not a lot. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to spend hours. No, it's really not a lot. Once you learn the foundational portions of the publishing industry, you're just building. You're just
Yeah.
building on top of it. You're just building on top of your house, one floor after the other. Then, depending on the genre you write in and your target audience, you'll know where you need to focus on
Yeah.
updating your information.
So, what is next for you? Like, what is the next writing project, and any new genres, experiments, or surprises?
So I got quite a few. So we have Beautiful Heathens is next.
Mm-hmm.
After Beautiful Heathens, the third book in the Walking Among the Shadows series, which is Witch King. Storm, you got to get into this one. I'm telling you, since you're a fantasy, I'm telling
Welcome on the okay.
I'm telling you. I don't have an audiobook for it yet, but I'm telling you. And Belly of the Beast, the Witch King is third. Jezebel, the girl who defeated death. That's next. She said everybody waiting on that one. Um, I do have a fantasy. Uh, it's called the Hollow Tree. That's coming.
Yeah, you told me
Yeah,
about that one.
yeah, the Hollow Tree. Well, I'm going to do with the Hollow Tree because Jessica Cage does this, and I'm going to bite off a little bit. I'm going to try and kickstart to see if I can get a
Okay.
Kickstarter going for that because it's not until next year. So I'm gonna try to see if I can roll through a Kickstarter to see to get that funded. If they give me Witch King, please. Um, and then I have Welcome to the Psych Ward, which would be out, which is horror. 6 stories of horror.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. It's gonna
I'm
be
scared.
diabolical. Yeah, it's gonna be diabolical. I'm gonna be so ignorant. It's,
Okay.
I'm gonna be so ignorant with because horror is my favorite genre, and Welcome to the Psych Ward is going to lean into insanity. I'm gonna be so ignorant. It's gonna be
Wow.
so ignorant. It is gonna be so ignorant. It's gonna be good. But it's look you gonna look when we do another interview after that one. You're gonna be like you just gonna stare at the camera. There's something
Lord.
wrong with you now.
I
Um,
already think something wrong with you. What
it's
you mean?
hey look, I'm neurodivergent. That's how we are. But next year. I'll be in Detroit this weekend at the ICU Book Festival. I'll be in Jacksonville in October for the Black Book Bash, and then next year, February,
He gonna
we
be at the
gonna run.
Melody Ball.
We gonna be in Vegas, baby, Las Vegas, baby, Las Vegas, and we gonna be in pajamas.
Please wear different pairs of pajamas.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a different pajama for every hour.
Every hour, Navi,
Every hour.
Navi,
This
Navi.
gonna be every hour. I'm gonna be switching up. I'm gonna be switching. Now I'm just playing, but yes, I'm gonna. I am looking forward to that one. Pajama, jammy, jam. Um, and I'm going. I'm going. I'm going to Dublin. Soon as them tickets.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
in Savannah, in Savannah too. When those tickets go live, I'm gonna be in Savannah.
Yeah, that's the author application. Well, I don't know why I say application. The author's interest forms go live October 28th at 6
Yeah,
a.m.
I'm gonna be on the website. I'm gonna be on the website like they was on the Black Romance thing. I'm being in my robe, just hitting just hitting F7,
Oh
just
my god,
just
funny
hitting
as hell.
refresh. This gonna be me. I'm gonna exercise my arm to make sure that I'm. Or I might even program a macro so that the
Lord Jesus,
keyboard is doing it on its own. I'm a geek. I build computers from scratch. I
Lord,
write code. So yeah, I write a macro and it just be doing it on its own.
you were irritated. So, where can readers purchase your book, and that's both online or directly from you on your website?
So you can purchase my books on NaviRobins.net. My audiobooks are exclusively available on NaviRobins.net. When the NF audiobook goes live, which will be I'm shooting for this week Tuesday. I want them to go live before the event.
Mm.
Um, NaviRobins.net. You can also get them on Amazon.com. You can get them on Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target, Books A Million. Um, some of my books are actually on the shelves at Walmarts and Targets and stuff like the Soul Survivor series. Where are these books? Say it. Here we go. So these books here. So we got Soul Survivor and Soul Temptations. These books here, Soul Survivor, Soul Temptations. These are the mass marketed books that were published by Simon& and Schuster. It's about a doctor without borders who goes to South Sudan and his daughter is unalive. And several years later, they come to ask him to help them um, help him testify against a warlord that had something to do with his daughter's
Yeah.
unalivement. He doesn't want to do it, and they send an assassin to either bribe or keep him from taking a stand. There's also a love affair between him and Ayana Burumbi, who is supposed to be his crisis counselor, and she put that thing on him. He's confused.
It was a crisis, all right.
And then in book two is Soul Temptation. This one, there's a there's a room in the basement. There's a room in the basement, and something happens to his best friend Timothy in the basement. You should read it. There's also a scene with an assassin and a video camera and a side piece. Oh yeah, this one is ignorant. This is real. So but look how she look. Simon Schuster said like we gotta have this. They said we gotta have this, and so we got it. But yeah, anywhere books are sold, but online as well. Um, yeah, and if you want to get them in person, Detroit, August 23rd,
And
at the Old Time Stadium.
hmm, and for anybody who want to connect with you, social websites or even Facebook group.
They can find me at on here TikTok, Navi the Author Robins. You can find me on Facebook at Navi Robins. I also have a reading group which once things kick off, I'm waiting for the reading group to get to a certain number, and I'm going to start doing exclusive content out of that reading group. When I say exclusive content, I'm talking about free books. You'll get the books 2 weeks before everyone else. It's called Between the Pages with Navi Robins.
Okay.
So join it. It's free to join. You don't got to pay a subscription. It's a Facebook group. And you can come in there. The wall is open so you can post whatever you want, ask questions and things like that. The same thing with Instagram, Navi Robins. Um, I'm on X, but I'm not on X for. I don't really be on X like that. Threads is Navi Robins. Um, if you want to connect with me, yeah, those are the places you
Okay, so I'm finna get into your outro and make some announcements, and then we're gonna be out of here.
can. Absolutely.
All right, Navi, this conversation has been so wild. But no, it was layered and raw and necessary. You've given us humor, honesty, and hard truths about what it means to be a black male author navigating spaces that weren't built for us but can't move forward without us. Your book DNF reminds us that even in stories filled with humor, absurdity, and commentary, there's always something deeper being said about identity, culture, and survival. And your career itself is a blueprint for resilience and reinvention. Proof that imagination is not just entertainment, but resistance, healing, and legacy. And to anybody who is watching, listening, whatever, Navi's book, go grab it. Go grab DNF, dive into his catalog across all genres, and remember that every purchase, every review, every share helps keep voices like his alive in spaces that would rather silence us. So, until next time, this is Negro in Distress, Black Girl Tired Book Talk, because a bitch is always in distress.
Give
Um,
God.
you gotta keep reading, keep questioning, and keep making noise for the stories that matter. So, as I always say, stay love, stay loud, and stay black on motherfucking purpose.